We gonna have any fights this week? Oh man, we gotta have some fights.
Raider Nation, it is another episode 46. That means we are 6 episodes away from being a year.
6 away, huh? Only 6 more weeks.
6 more weeks, and we will be a year old. Hey! Woo! Welcome to the Cage Match. I am the Oakland Raider Savage, and as always, on every single episode ever made in the Cage Match Studios and all that other stuff, Asylum, who gets the streak going. He is the Jim Otto of the show from day one when we were called the Cage Match of the Seniors, and now we're back after just a cage match. Welcome to the show, everybody. Asylum, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Just happy to do this. Can't believe it's almost a year. 6 more episodes. Jesus. 6 more.
I know.
And
how many times did you freeze? I think you froze, but if you can hear me.
Jim Otto?
Yeah, well, I was going to say, and how many times did Facebook and YouTube try to shut us down?
Oh, we've had a few. That's for damn sure. We've had spots stopped. We've been told you can't see this, you can't do this, and then all of a sudden it magically just appears back. They can't stop us. They tried. We made it to the desk, Roger Goodell's desk, and he can't stop us. He may be able to try to stop Gruden, but he can't stop us.
And we will be talking about Roger Goodell later, but until then, as of right now, let's go into our favorite subject, the shameless plug. Here we go.
Okay, everyone go to the YouTube channel, The Cage Match Show. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the bell so you know every time we come on. If for whatever reason you don't have YouTube, don't catch it on YouTube, don't deal with YouTube. You can catch us on Facebook. First, on Oakland Raider Savage's page, Oakland Raider Savage, and my page, Asylum. Don't forget Dubby. Go to WGG. Get your order. Put Cage Match in the discount code. One word to get 10% off your entire order.
And like we always say, when you think of wins, you think of dubs. And when you think of dubs, think of Dubby. Dubby energy drink. Have energy like Max Crosby. W.GG. Get your discount code, or get your discount with the cage match, 10% off. Oh yeah. And also right after that, also we shout out to Fabian and his Raider Nation merch, RaiderNationForLifer.com. I only wear hats from Fabian and RaiderNationForLifer.com. Go on their website. We don't have a code for him yet, but still, go to his website.
We're working on that.
We're working on that, but hey, he helped us out with some koozies and some lanyards, so make sure you go over there. Go to his website. Trust me, you're going to love all the merch he has. He has hats. He has button-up shirts. He has chains.
He has everything.
He has everything. And always remember, special shout out to our guest who comes on when we need him, and then he comes on and he brings it hard like he's out there on Lot D at the Black Hotel Gate. Make sure you go to RaiderMan19.com. RaiderMan19. He'll start his podcast soon. And also remember, we're trying to get him to the torch to do the Raider Oath, because the Raider Oath, you hear.
This is why we have preseason.
This is why we have preseason. and
OTAs and everything.
Yeah, we're this is OTAs right now. This is rookie camp right now. Hey. We're just AOC in it right now. And like we said, trying to get Raider Man to the torch, because if you watch the show from the beginning and you hear him up there in the beginning of the show, towards the end of the intro, doing the Raider Oath, that was live in Vegas with Marquette King. That video that we had up there right in the intro. Just imagine him doing that in the Legion Stadium, hopefully on the home opener, to set the tone for the new Raider way, the Raider mystique, whichever way you want to call it, whichever generation you're from. We're trying to get him to the torch. He is the bullhorn of the Black Hole. Thank you, Raider Man, for always being a big help and a big part of the show. Thank you very much with that.
He even comes on when not needed, just to be on the show. So, we appreciate any and every time he's been on the show.
Yes, so we don't really have an intro, but you know what? One we haven't played in a long time. We haven't played. Let's do Smarten Up. I like Smarten Up. Let's make this a Smarten Up subject. Here we go. You got it? I love that intro. And it's funny how he says that next to the blonde girl that he might or might not have a baby with. What?
No, that's this one right here. Never mind. I can't find it.
Oh, yeah, I took it off.
No, you didn't. It's right here. That would have been the rumor intro.
Oh, the rumor intro, yeah. Anyways, let's go into the show. We're talking about money. And let's start off money.
I don't know what that is. I don't have any money. Sorry, honey.
Yeah, we oh wait, I forgot to show my Debbie. Debbie, yes. I know we did the Debbie. Debbie right there. Make sure you go, like we said earlier, because for every discount every discount code that's put in, a baby duckling earns its wings. Okay. Thanks to Dawn Soap. No, all right. Anyways, June 1st was a very important day. June 1st was a very important day.
Did I forget somebody's birthday? Or it's not my anniversary. So I think I'm good. Did I forget something?
It is the day Jimmy G made it rain on the Raiders this time. Oh, out of the strip club, and he said, I'm going to make it rain on the Raiders. Now, let's go back and review what happened last year.
The day he lost his lifetime free passes at the Bunny Ranch.
I know. The petting zoo was always fun to go to, but when you get kicked out the Bunny Ranch, it's like, it's a sad day. But, he's down in L.A. now, so maybe there's some kind of, I don't know. But anyways,
other kind of ranch.
Another kind of ranch. I don't know. But let's review. Okay. Now remember last year, Jimmy G signed with us for a 3-year, $72.75 million deal at the beginning of last year. But you also remember that, it was postponed. His press conference was postponed because they had to Yeah, they had to redo his contract because he was still injured with this foot surgery. So, they try to hide that under the rug, McDaniels and Ziegler. And I remember I was listening to the JT the Brick show, and Raider Man was on the show. I was listening to it live. And Raider Man called in and said, "We don't want him. He's broken." Da, da, da. And JT the Brick tried to tell him otherwise. JT the Brick, as you can see, especially the old school Raider fans, we know what we're talking about, okay? So let's fast forward. He played 5 games in 2003. He had injuries, 2-minute account, in and out of the lineup. Only played 5 games, like we said, 7 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. For the longest, even without playing many games, he had the highest interception, in the season up until week 10 or 11,
something like that. Yeah, it was well after. It was well after O'Connell over as the starter. He was still leading the league in interceptions at that point. And that was with the missed games where Hoyer started, O'Connell started, and everything else. So I mean that's not a good stat.
By the way, Brian Hoyer is available, as a free agent quarterback, because a lot of folks are out there like, why don't we get a quarterback? Well,
we need a quarterback, don't we? Bobby Hoyer's still free.
Bobby Hoyer, did you see the list of quarterbacks? One guy put it out there like, oh, yeah, we got a quarterback. Oh, wait, yeah, he had him last year. Anyways, now, at the end of the season, of course, because McDaniels was let go and Ziegler was let go, it wasn't a Ziegler idea. Remember, Ziegler wanted C.J. Stroud, trade up for C.J. Stroud. But, that didn't work out because he couldn't stand up to McDaniels, and because of that, both of them got fired. AP took over, named Aiden O'Connell the starter. So we all knew that Jimmy G basically played his last. This was the only years in the play. Even with the 3-year contract he signed, we were getting ready to take a $28.4 million cap hit because that was guaranteed. Now, lo and behold, after the Super Bowl, we find out that Jimmy G, his Viagra showed up on the. I don't even know. I'm just joking. It was Cialis. I don't know, but it showed up on the drug test, and he violated the substance abuse policy.
He said it was for allergies, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, allergies.
For allergies. Yeah, maybe he was allergic to playing. That's what he was.
He's allergic to Bush. I don't know. Anyways, sorry. Jimmy G jokes. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, not no more. Not after Kim K. Anyways, in February, suspended. He got suspended for 2 games, so that gave the Raiders a chance to void out $11.25 million of his guaranteed $28.4 million that was due this coming up year in 2024. Now, the Raiders had to wait. They postponed his release until the June 1st. And
they gave him the June 1st designation.
Mm-hmm.
They planned it this way. What the reason is, we're not 100%. We're getting things figured out. But yeah, they chose to give it the June 1st designation and wait this long. So we had basically $28.4 million sitting on the books still until June 1st came around.
Yes. Shout out to all my Geminis out there. Hey! On my birthday is in the 11th. Anyways, so he got Gemini. He got Two-Face. I bet they're gonna say whatever. And then
got Two-Faced.
Two-Faced. And they officially released him, and cap jumped up to $34.1 million, 6th highest in the league. And the only dead money that's gonna come from the Garoppolo deal will be $4.3 million this year, this cap going into this season. And next year, the higher total, $12.8 million for 2025. Now, everyone's wondering, well, all this money, what are we going to do with all this money? Do we get a free agent? Do we, I had a joke when I was putting these graphics together, and it's like Jimmy G gave us money to get extends. Extensions. Extend the contracts of the players.
Oh, God, I remember those commercials. Those were hilarious.
That was old school. If you got it, if you stayed up late to watch, got up late to watch those infomercials. Usually, extends came after Girls Gone Wild. Anyways, With Snoop Dogg at the college. Anyways, with that said,
Don't forget about Bob.
Bob Hedges extends. Bob is now smiling. His wife is in crutches. Anyways,
In a wheelchair.
in a wheelchair. He's smiling still. Okay. We got off topic right now.
That gives the movie a shit-eating grin, huh?
Bob. I remember that commercial too. Thank you, Jimmy G, for the extends. I mean, the money to get extend contracts, and
or bring in free agents, or hey, thanks to Jimmy, I'm gonna say this. Thanks to Jimmy, it's most likely helped Max Crosby get his little bonus.
His bonus for this year, or the $6 million bonus coming up this year, and then he gets a little over $1 million next year. No extension to his contract, but just, hey, look, you know what? You're the face. You're the star. You're the motor. You're the guy with the podcast, the Rush. You're the guy. Here's wow. You're the guy. Here's some money. Get some more podcast equipment. Get some more guys on your show. Talk about the Raiders. You get them on the show, please. Anyways, so we're trying to think, okay, well, what can we do with the money? We have a list. We have the upcoming free agents at the end of this year. And a lot of folks are talking about, Robert Spillane, Morig, Diablo, Hobbs, of course, Kuntz, who emerged this past season, especially after AP was promoted to head coach, and Patrick Graham was able to actually call his own defense. So
to do things his way.
To do things his way, like whatever. So, anyways, aside,
you had something there. What happened?
I lost it because my fiance gave me the Smirnoff Ice, man. This is
no,
what I don't do.
It's because you didn't take your extends before the show.
Yes. And my I couldn't extend that sentence. Anyways, so with this, who do you think of this year's upcoming free agents? Who do you think really deserves the big cash prize?
All of them.
Of an extension to their contract.
All of them.
I wish I had that.
Just like we're going 17-0. It's all of them. No, I mean,
like Oprah, you get the money. You get the money. You get the money.
I wish we had that kind of money. I mean, I think the elephant in that room right there, it has to be Spillane, right?
Spillane emerged this season after 6 seasons playing for the Titans and the Steelers, coming over to the Raiders. And
he was told, everyone said what he couldn't cover, he couldn't do this, he was just a run stop kind of guy, and he turned around and basically proved everybody wrong. He had 3 interceptions,
82 solo tackles.
He was sitting there, I mean, basically covered from sideline to sideline. If he was told to cover somebody, he could cover. He was a big help in stopping the run and everything on those games that we can stop the run. I believe he even had a couple of forced fumbles, didn't he?
He had 1 forced fumble, and he had 4 pass defenses. He had 10.5 tackles for loss.
Okay.
With 3.5 sacks this season. 148 total tackles, 82 solo, 66 assists. So a forced fumble and a recovery. He was out there. 3 interceptions.
I mean, good green dot, middle linebacker. I mean, I know we got that Eichenberg kid who's supposed to be able to play that position, but you got to teach up those rookies. Who better than somebody who's still in his prime, who's playing good ball for and a rookie to sit behind. We say it with quarterbacks all the time. He's the quarterback of the defense.
Yes.
So I mean, I think I think for sure you have to do Spillane. I think that's like a no-brainer.
Now, I guess. No, go
Go
ahead.
I was just gonna say, I just think and it's not the fact that like people are going to say Kuntz, and I agree we do Kuntz, but Kuntz had the 1 year. Spillane is going into his seventh season now.
He's going into his no, he's going into his sixth season.
His sixth, okay, so he's not that. Oh, yeah, okay, a little bit before, but he's got that experience. He's got that experience, with other teams. He's seen a lot. I mean, the Steelers' defense wasn't a bad defense. Usually they had problems on offense most of the time. So he's played in different systems, and he finally found one that allows him to be him. I mean, 2 of those interceptions he had, he did it with that cast on his hand. he showed Marcus Peters how to fucking actually catch an interception
and tackle and basically play football.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, so you have Spillane now. Now, I guess the question is, with the extra money, how many people? Because you see on here, okay, so let's say Spillane, his AAV, his average annual value, or his yearly salary, 3.5 million. With 11.25 million extra added to the cap with the 31.31 million. I guess how many guys on here can you give extensions to, and how many do you want, or I guess deserve the extensions? Because even with Malcolm Kuntz, he's going into his final season, the last year of his rookie deal. Kuntz last year had 43 total tackles, 32 solo, with 8 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, and 5 tackles behind the line of scrimmage. I mean, you would add years to extend his rookie year, right? You want to do that now.
You want to do see that's the thing, and I know we have more to talk about this after we talk. More to talk about related to all this coming up in a little bit. And yes, I'm sorry, the 11 million, 20. I mean, we'll go with the 34 million total. It's not going to be enough to just sit here and extend out everybody. But there's certain players you're going to want to maybe wait and see, because we do get a bigger salary cap next year, and these people fall off the books and everything. But some of these players you could get, if you do it now, you get them cheaper. If you wait to do a Kuntz or a Spillane, we'll just do those 2. They go off and have, career seasons, which we kind of expect out of Kuntz maybe. But they go out and have a career season. They go out, and get, let's say Kuntz goes out and gets fucking 17 sacks. Spillane ends up with, we'll say 5 interceptions and 3 fumble recoveries, and is just a beast, even more of a beast than he was last year. They're going to cost more next year if you try to do the contract. If you do it now, based off of what they just did last year, you get them cheaper. You might get them, $20 million cheaper. You might get them, who knows? I mean, it all depends on, what they're worth, what's going for the positions, what they've done. The better they do this next year on no extension, the more they're going to cost to re-sign. But if you extend them now based off of what you see here, Spillane, if you bump him up to an average of, you give him 3 years, $7 million a year, but he goes out and balls out this year, now that's going to go up to what, $12 million a year?
Yeah.
And I'm just guesstimating on numbers. I don't really know what, linebackers are getting, especially if we're going, but, I'm just speculating here. I mean, you get him now. I mean, you want to tell me you bump this 3.5, you double it, make it 7. He's not going to sign that contract right now?
Let's see. I want to see. Let's see. Fred Warner, Chicago Bears, Tremaine Edmonds. This is okay. Highest paid. Okay, so the highest paid linebackers last year, I guess the average. Baltimore Ravens, Roquan Smith led with 20 million per year.
Per
Then the
year, okay.
Colts, Shaquille Leonard, second with 19.7 million a year, and Niners, Fred Warner at 19 million. And then Bears, Tremaine Edmonds came in fourth at 18 million. So if you're gonna pay him big linebacker money, you're looking at maybe like 18, 19 on a potential. You're paying for potential.
Yeah, you're paying for potential. But the nice thing on these extensions is you can make them smaller contracts. You don't have to. You can sign Spillane to another 2-year extension for, like I said, that 7. We'll say between 7 and 10 million a year.
Yes,
and then if you do the contract right, just like they did, which we have Tom Telesco, who's doing all this shit, who we have heard when it comes to Gardner Minshew. Everyone's talking about the money he's making. Oh, we paid him a lot. He's getting paid. He's making a lot of money as a backup. But yet, what do you hear? His contract is easy to get out of after this year and doesn't cost us a lot of money to get out of it. You could do contracts similar to that with the thing of potential. You could also sign them to, let's say, the 7 or 8, 9, 10 million with incentives. If you do this, this, and this, your contract's going to go higher.
Yeah.
If you don't, then this is all you're going to get paid.
Now, like we said earlier, if you're going to extend these guys, you want to do it now, because once they go out, once after the season is over and they go into free agency, this is when all of the NFL starts basically a bidding war. And what you could get cheaper now, or with less pay now, what can cost you even more in the open market, because teams are going to be bidding for services. You see what happened to Josh Jacobs, where he just took the highest offer, Green Bay, didn't even give the Raiders a chance to
counter,
and you found him on another team wearing another uniform.
I feel he had one foot out the door to begin with.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. But also that's also a position that has been diminishing within the last couple, the last decade? The last decade of seasons?
10 years, 8-10 years.
So with that, I mean, you got quarterback Nate Hobbs. I think Nate Hobbs deserves an extension, because when he's out there, he's healthy and he's out there. I mean, he's one of the league's top
in the nickel, yes.
Yeah, nickel cornerback. And let's see, Nate Hobbs. Nate Hobbs last year, 85 total tackles, 59 solo, a sack, a forced fumble, 1 interception, and 2 tackles for a loss. I'm sorry, 4 tackles for a loss. With 7 pass defenses. I say.
And how many games did he miss? How many games did he miss? I know he missed some games. I mean, that's impressive with, how many games he played.
Let's see. He played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 games.
So he missed 4 games, which
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 games.
So we got to keep that in mind too, because all that kind of shit affects the amount of money that you can get. Like Spillane, we'll go back to Spillane on this one, who literally had surgery earlier that week, was told to stay home, and told the coach, I ain't doing that. I'll see you on Sunday, and turned around and played while he had just got out of surgery. I believe he had screws or a plate or some shit put into his head. Most people probably would have taken that, at least that 1 week off. Instead, he threw a cast. Instead he threw a cast on there, and actually he had a hell of an interview on the Rush. I love watching him on the Rush, and to me, he just has that feeling of being a Raider. He loves being a Raider.
So I guess the question is, because as you see, all of these guys except for Spillane, well, the other guys, Morig, Hobbs, Diablo, Kuntz, these are Raider drafted players. But Marcus Epps is also in that same category with Spillane, being a free agent coming in 2023. Now, Marcus Epps, he didn't record an interception this past season, but he was very important, being basically the quarterback of the DBs, getting everyone lined up. We haven't had someone like that back there since Charles Woodson's second stint at safety. Last year, Marcus Epps had 66 total tackles, 41 solo. He had a forced fumble and a recovery, and 3 pass defenses with 1.5 tackles for loss. Does Marcus Epps see himself coming back as a Raider next year?
I would like to see Epps come back because I know people didn't see the interceptions and everything coming, but he was in charge of that secondary, and he was putting the guys into place where they needed to be. And not only that is that veteran presence back there. Because I do believe, and I could be wrong, and if anybody in the chat knows, could correct me on this, the safeties sit it's a secondary room. It's not cornerbacks got one room, safeties got another room. Not individual. They have individual position coaches, but when they go and watch tape and do all their shit, they do it together. So he can help the cornerbacks as well, the younger ones like Bennett and the rookies we got. And shit like that, and help them with what he sees. He actually was more effective, more of a presence than people know because he just didn't have the numbers.
Well, that's all people care about are numbers. Well, he didn't get no interceptions.
I mean, okay, but that's all that people know and see. They don't look at the little shit. Okay, yeah. Malcolm Kuntz was able to break out. Why? Because Max Crosby was being double teamed, triple teamed, and still get to the quarterback, and it freed him up. We had Jenkins, who was able to help free him up. Once they started moving Tyree Wilson to the inside, it freed up Malcolm Kuntz. Those are the little numbers that matter. People need to, you got to learn to you got to learn to see the whole picture and not focus on just, it's like a quarterback. Okay. Oh, well, he didn't throw the ball all fucking, go O'Connell in the damn Chiefs game. He didn't throw the ball at all in the second half. And But the running game was effective. We didn't need to throw the ball. The defense was effective. That's what matters. Not the fact that he only threw for whatever yards and going. You got the win. You had other aspects going as a team and the unit. The defense is a unit. It's not individual accolades. The defensive line helps the secondary when the secondary is struggling. The secondary helps the defensive line, with that little bit extra time to get there and get that sack or get there and bust up the pass. So they all work together.
Well, I'm going to throw a curveball at you.
Don't do that.
That was what the players, I guess, before he went crazy loco, that's what the players were trying to say about Chandler Jones in his first year as a Raider, or his only year as a Raider. They say, yeah, he hasn't recorded a sack or anything, but I mean, he does the little things. He gets people in position. He has, he draws attention from the tackle and the guard that he's going up against, and he gets like the tackles at the line of scrimmage, even though he was brought in to basically compete with Max Crosby for the most sacks this season. We got that with Ngakoue the year before, but they were trying to say, well, he does the little things. He does the things that the stat sheets doesn't record. Is this the same case as Epps?
Don't you dare jinx Epps on that shit. If Epps goes crazy, I'm coming after you.
Well, okay? I don't think Epps does a synthetic bammer, okay?
No, I don't think Epps is either. But that's the thing is it was supposed to be Ngakwe did the little things too. For some reason, and he, he was able to have it show. For some reason, McDaniels wanted Ngakwe gone and thought Chandler Jones was the better pick.
They paid him a lot of money too.
Paid him a lot of money too. Now, we can't explain what happened, whether it was a mental health issue, something else. If it is, I want nothing the best for Chandler. I hope he gets the help he needs. But, he's the real. But, in the end, he went cuckoo and, fucked up any chance he had to prove all those players right. He was doing the little things and helping. Imagine what he could have done. Tyree Wilson, his pro comparison was Chandler Jones. So it was supposed to be him learning from Jones, the position, not coming in when he did all that other shit. And with him going cuckoo, a lot of people didn't see the little things. I remember all that talk about Jones and all that shit. But yet again, it started coming at the end of that season. It started coming together. He had that pick 6 from Jacoby Myers.
Hey,
then had a hell of a stiff arm on fucking Mac Jones. The Jones to Jones stiff arm.
The Jones to Jones
stiff arm. The stiffy.
The stiffy.
That goes
extends. All right.
Anyways, so yeah, the little things matter. As fans, we got to be able to look and appreciate those little things, when somebody's going and doing well. Offensive linemen, they're not sexy pick. They're not the best thing an offensive lineman could do is not have his name called all game.
All game.
And I was listening to Andre, the center, Carter, right?
Andre Carter.
James, I had a few before the coach.
He's also a head coach. Oh, He's also a position coach on our staff.
But he was talking about, he doesn't want the accolades. He doesn't want to be, he doesn't mind being obscure. His numbers don't matter as long as he's playing well. Things are going. You hear that a lot from offensive linemen. As long as my name's not called, there's no penalties, my name's not called, then I did my job and I played well. But they're doing the little things. And it goes the same way with other positions. Epps didn't have the big stats with the interceptions or this, that, but he was putting people in the right spot. He was helping guide runners to the tackles because he was putting himself in the right spot. So they had to take a different angle. It's all those little things that come from experience, not to mention teaching these young guys. And look, if you bring that back up, our secondary, even with now, is fucking young.
Yep.
Moore, 24. Hobbs, 24. Then we got Bennett, who's what, 22, 21?
Going into a second year.
Then you got the 2 rookies.
Well, speaking of Morig, because he's, we'll say him and Diablo are, I don't want to say if we're talking extensions that they're on the bubble, but with Morig, his stats: 65 solo tackles, 3 interceptions, 8 pass defended, and you have Divine Diablo. Divine Diablo last year had 65 solo, 1 sack, no interceptions. He's a linebacker, but
Spillane had 3.
Spillane had 3 with 1 hand, or 2 with 1 hand at least.
Yeah.
Do you see a Trayvon Morig or a Divine Diablo getting extensions after this season?
After this season, maybe.
I guess let me start over. Do you see them being here in 2025? That's the better question.
I think the potential's there. I think I think those are the two where I was going to go on an earlier rant is where I was trying to get to anyways is some of these players you're going to have to let them play out their last game or their last season and see if they can take that next step that everyone has to, like Morrig, like Diablo, uh, possibly Kuntz, but I don't know. I think Kuntz might actually get it earlier and see if they take that next step and take that risk of having to pay him a little bit more. I mean, a Divine Diablo, we went through the linebacker money. Divine Diablo, even if he goes out and has a stellar year, he's not going to be making $20 million a year.
No.
On his next contract.
No. He'll probably be on a little higher, but kind of like we'll prove it 2-year maybe deal.
Yeah, something like that, and going. So it's a little bit more leeway. It's maybe the same thing with Morrig, because we might have Morrig's replacement with Richardson. Not Richardson, I'm sorry. Richardson's quarterback, Trey Taylor.
Yes.
We might have Marcus Epps' replacement if they go the other way and want to go with youth versus age, even though Marcus Epps is not old. He's still getting into his prime. And I think he's the one I take. If I had to choose, I'd take Epps over Morrig right now.
Well, before we start spending money on the guys, as you can see, we have brought back 10 out of 11 starters from last year's defense. And then now you see that this coming after this season, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 starters from this current defense are going to become free agents after this year. But you also got to remember is we got other guys, and very important guys coming up after next year's season. There we go. And these are very important people, of course, some VIPs in our coming up in free agency, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. Anyways, guys like Colton Miller, the left tackle that's been there for basically been a staple of the offensive line. He has had injuries in the last couple of years, but he is a top left tackle in the league. Jacoby Myers, who I guess you can say had a breakout year this year in his first year, or this past year in his first year as a Raider, being that complimentary receiver to Adams. Of course, our star special teamers, Daniel Carlson, the place kicker, and AJ Cole, the punter, and our offensive lineman, Dylan Parham, Thayer Mumford, who can maybe turn heads this season.
Space Beast, back on our earlier one. I like that. The Butcher, Robert the Butcher Spillane, Kuntz and Hobbs is who he thinks we should do.
And then you have Jack Jones, who came towards the end of the season last year, made his mark, and is going to be the projected starter going in this year with a lot of swag. And of course, you have Zamir White in this season, but he's going to prove his way to see if he does get an extension. You also have to look at these guys, because once they hit the free market, especially at Jacoby Myers, because you saw what happened to Aguilar when the Patriots overpaid for him. Guys like, Jack Jones will probably just stay because he wants to be with AP and the Raiders and everything. But, guys like Colton Miller, you got to think about that he'll be going into his 8th season, and he'll be 29 going on 30 with the shoulder injuries. So we got to think about it. Do we add years to any of these guys' contracts before going in or negotiating during this season?
Well, I think you could probably hold off this season with Carlson and Cole and extend them next season.
Yeah.
I think those, just because they're not going to cost us a shit ton of money, that's another like running back. But Zamir, if you have faith in Zamir White, Zamir White, I think you got to hold off on just to see what kind of season he has this year.
True.
You know, it's looking good for him. But, to me, the ones that stand out, Jack Jones, I think he'll stay. If somebody offers him more money, he might go. He wants to stay with Pierce, but he's not going to stay if, another team's offering him 5-7 million more.
Yeah.
But the ones that stand out are on the offensive line here, which is the Parham, the Mumford, the Miller, and even Myers.
Yeah.
I think Myers with Adams is a good 1-2 punch at wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Colton Miller, I know when Gruden drafted him, everyone thought it was a bust, all this shit. 3 years later, nobody wants to get rid of him. Even though he hasn't made a Pro Bowl, he's been playing at Pro Bowl caliber level.
True. Colton Miller, he is. Yeah, see, I was just going to say that too. Colton, thank you, Space Beast. Colton is tricky. Don't want to get into a $25 million per contract with injury history. He'll be going. He'll be on the footstep of his 30s. Thayer Mumford, I believe he's a natural left tackle. If he emerges, and we also just drafted DJ Glaze. You don't know who we're going to get next year's draft, but I know we're talking about guys who are going to be free agents after the following season, but guys like Jacoby Myers, you got to really take a look at of getting an extension now. Even Dylan Parham, you want to make sure that line is solidified. And if anything,
and like we said, if you do this, if you get any of these guys, let's say now, you're going to get them cheaper than you are next year.
Yeah, see,
if you extend it out now.
This is why I'm glad I'm not a GM, because you got to think about how do we spend this money. It's kind of like a long time ago when I was younger. I have a little sister, and when you're younger, you go and you see like these toys. Like you go to like kid's house and he has a whole collection. My story is he had a whole collection of crash dummies. Okay, I'm gonna go back old school. Little crash dummy toys. You put them in the car, you throw them against the wall, and they all explode. Whatever. This kid, he had a whole collection. He was a only child. I got in the car. Me and my sister. I'm probably like maybe a 9, and my sister's like 7, 6 years old. In the back seat. Mom, Dad, how come so and so, little boy back there, how come he gets to have all those crash dummies, all those crash dummy toys? And they responded with, well, if we get you something, we have to get your sister something too. And ever since that, I look at my sister like, you ruined my life. I'm just joking. But no, that is a true story. And I think about it when it comes to this, it's how do you divide the money where it's equal? I don't mean like equal as in so-and-so has to have the same amount of money as so-and-so, but you have to be able to divide the money as fair to either their what they have done or the potential you're expecting. And that's a hard thing to do, even with the cap of 34.
Especially with the potential part.
Yeah, because you're buying for hope. You're paying for hope.
That makes it harder. But you got to remember, like on this list here, after this year and next year, this year it's already went up. Next year it's going to go up again. The salary cap is going to go up even higher.
But that means the players in their positions and their respective positions will also go higher. Because you're always going to have that one guy that, so-and-so on this team is now the highest paid linebacker or receiver or whatever, and everyone's going to be basing their contract on that one player.
But then what did so-and-so do compared to what did you do?
Well, what I did was I just want to crash dummies, okay? But yeah, and that's the thing, it also goes both ways. Does the player wait until it's closer time? I guess it depends on the player too. You talked about Josh Jacobs earlier. They had 1 foot out the door. These players, if they're comfortable in this system and they're making good, basically they're a top tier player in their respective position. They're gonna want to stay in a familiar or not office, but in a familiar
The
um,
situation.
situation, a stable situation. That yeah, they want to get re-signed. I'll be fair, but don't play me. Don't play me. Don't devalue me because I want to stay. Give me mine. Give me mine. I'll give you my loyalty. Give me mine. That's a big word, loyalty. But I mean, it's one of those things where you just got to think like you want to
Well, you
sign
can
these
also,
guys early.
but you also look at what some of these guys are making now, average, because you have it on here. I mean, Mumford's making less than $1 million a year.
Yeah.
So if you could turn around and re-sign him at $5 million a year, it's still on the low end of things. You're still paying a little bit for that potential, but you're not breaking the bank on him. I can't see him asking. I mean, he could have an astounding year this year, and I can't see him asking for Colton Miller's $18 million a year,
If he takes his spot.
even if he takes his spot. I mean, that kind of things go. And with some of these guys, I know I'm looking at it like if I was in these situations, if I'm making $7 million now a year, even $5 million a year, and I was making less than that, in my first part of the contract, I'm probably going to take that unless, of course, another team comes out and offers some buku bucks. But the likelihood of that happening, that's a desperate team. And then you got to weigh, do I want to go take more money and less of a chance of succeeding? Am I going to go to a crappy team? Or am I going to stay with the team that's winning, assuming, we're winning, we made the playoffs, and then this team that wanted to pay me more money hasn't made the playoffs in the last 10 years. What do I want to do?
Yeah.
Because the whole goal for these guys, every person we're talking about, the end result is that Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, Super Bowl ring. Being a champion, maybe multiple championships. Got to get one though.
Got to get one. You got to get there. You got to get the playoffs first. But and a lot of these guys are young. They're going to have another contract coming up, so they could use this time as that prove it to do what they need to do and get that buku bucks.
Yeah. But I mean, so I guess when it comes to this list here, who do you think Telesco needs to focus on just to make sure he has on the books? Because they can still renegotiate going into next year. But if you're looking 2 years from now and you want to make sure one of these stars are set going into seasons from now, we'll say, of course, Jacoby Myers, and you want Jack Jones to stay. But you do got to put some money and keep some of the offensive line. Colton Miller, like even B said, that's a tricky call to make because
I won't choose one. If I had to go, I'm going to say Mumford and Parham. Those are the two you got to. Mumford and Parham. Those are the two you got to focus on. Yeah. Both of them can play multiple positions. Parham can play center. I know we got JPJ for that too, but Parham could play all three positions if I remember correctly on the line.
Yeah.
Mumford could play both sides. If not, I believe he might also be able to play guard, but I know he could play on both sides. Colton Miller, we've only ever seen on one side. Yeah. And if you want to take the injury history, which is only recently, but as you hear and we've talked about and shit like that, it's a shoulder injury, and that could be devastating to an offensive lineman. And I can't choose between one of the two. I'd have to say if you had an opportunity right now, you fucking take, because they're young with the rookies we got that could possibly fill in other holes and everything else. You can move around like Glaze and JPJ and shit like that. I think you have to go Mumford and Parham.
I guess with the drafting of a Glaze, who do you think they were looking at? Who do you think they were looking at I guess, replacing with Glaze, and we know JPJ is most likely going to be starting off the bat at what, right guard?
Well, that's what I think. I think it's right guard. Yes. Well, I think it's easy. I think we just talked about it. I think if they're thinking of anybody, it's Colton Miller.
I mean, that's
And it goes back down to, I mean, Colton Miller's a hell of a player, and there's going to be a team that signs him. You know, the minute he's free and we haven't re-signed him, he's going to get snatched up. It's going to happen. But I think if you look at everybody else we got, and that's even the rookies, everybody we've got and we've kept so far, and who we talked about, can play multiple positions on the line. So you can turn around and start plugging and playing and trying people in different positions to see what fits and what works. And Colton Miller, in that case, is the odd man out.
And that is the business side of the NFL. And I mean,
you make me put the GM hat on. It's on. And I think Colton Miller's that, with youth, size, what we're trying to do with Luke Getsy as and that zone blocking offense and everything. I think Colton Miller is the odd man out. In that case, you got younger, cheaper options than him.
Yeah. Like we said, we feel that, of course, everyone thinks JPJ, Jackson Powers Johnson, is going to find himself starting on the offensive line, opposite side of Parham, meaning if Parham's playing left guard, he'll be playing right, vice versa. Thayer Munford, we feel, is going to be the projected right tackle starter. But, I mean, even Andre James did get that extension a few months ago.
But this was for how long?
It was a 3-year, I believe. I don't think I still have that graphic up of our. Wait, do I still have it up? Nope, I don't have it up. I don't have. Oh, wait, I do. 3 years, 24 million.
3 years? Okay, so I mean, we know he's probably going to be there at least 2 more years, this year and next year.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think, with James signing everything, I think to answer your question, I think Colton Miller's the odd man out. You could turn around and with the money, I mean, just if you bring that up, the other one back up, and you look at what, that average that you had on there, where each one was making 1.28 and then under $1 million. But what you could pay Colton Miller, you could probably pay both those guys in a season.
That's
2 for 1 right there, right?
2 for 1 deal.
BOGO.
We like discounts over here. Speaking of discounts, make sure you go to W, 10% off. But Cage Match, you like how I did that there? We're trying to get paid over here, okay? We need to try to get paid so we can give out merch to our loyal viewers out there and our loyal subscribers. 10% off W. Cage Match in the
discount code.
Remember, I was trying to be dramatic.
One word.
One word. I was trying to be dramatic, and then I forgot what I was trying to say. All right. With that said,
goddamn Twisted Teas. No,
oh my God, it wasn't even that. It's the Smirnoff Ice Smash. Okay, Smirnoff, if you're listening, getting smashed, crashed, and DoorDashed. Hey, no. I can't drive to McDonald's. Oh, anyways, all right. Jack in the Box over here. All right, so
I miss Jack in the Box.
Now I know.
I miss the Jack in the Box tacos. God damn it!
They don't have Jack in the Box in the Midwest. See, that's what happened. See,
no, the closest one we got is either in Kansas City or it's in Missouri, some shit like that.
Well, you are living in Missouri because you don't have Jack in the Box near you. So that's how it goes. Now let's shift gears a little bit. Let's do a little clickbaiting over here because everyone loves the clickbait stories. You had the story over here about Josh Jacobs. He wants Adams to come back to Green Bay, reunite, put on that cheese hat, and come with me. Let's go score touchdowns and gain yardage. Which the story is, because Josh Jacobs put it out there, the story was that Adams hearted it. He hearted the message right there. He hearted the message, but that's all he got. Now, it's already on record that Adams ain't going nowhere. He wants to be here, and as long as the Raiders put on or have an offensive, but Getsy, who he was a big fan of the Raiders hiring, if he can get this offense going, he's not going to want to go anywhere. This is his hometown team, but this is the team he grew up rooting for with the Raiders. He's not going to go to Green Bay. He said it was cold out there. He went to school in Fresno.
He don't want that shit. He's turning 37 years old. He's starting to feel that snow in his bones.
But we think it's funny that Josh Jacobs, who I'm not going to give the fans I thank you for the couple years I played for you guys, blah, 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 blah. But he still loves to engage in the fans. He still loves to have, conversations with the fans. And then basically what he's doing is trolling the fans. So it's like he didn't want to be a Raider, but he's mad that he's not a Raider. There's a lot of podcasts out there are running with this, which I don't have a intro, but we are developing one for that. But also,
when the Raider rumors on that one, I guess.
Raider rumor. Well, that's not really a rumor though, because there's nothing to room about. That's it. And then also, Darren Waller, who I guess I tried to listen to the music video, and I couldn't. It was like one of the worst things ever. I mean, William Hung doing his rendition of "She Bangs."
She bang. She bang. Sorry.
It sounded much more better when they added the club beat to it than this song. Darren Waller, who I believe he was supposed to announce if he's going to be a Giant or retire this past Monday. I don't know if he finally pulled the trigger on that one, but he broke up with his girlfriend, with his wife. His wife that he had just gotten married with last year. You remember that story? Because they talked about Josh McDaniels leaked the story, and he was very mad about that. How dare you tell everyone that I was getting married to an ace? Then we find out that he gets traded to the Giants. But you know what? The story that Hondo Carpenter, because we listen to Hondo Carpenter, he's one of the insiders out there, Sports Illustrated. He had mentioned that
he doesn't. Was it one's macro? Whatever, I forgot it now.
Well,
he does it macroly while somebody else does it.
Micro and macro. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Speaking of micro and macro, Jimmy G gave us extends for some of these players, so make sure that we know which players needs to be extended. Anyways, whatever. But Hondo had mentioned that current players during these situations, when Darren Waller in 2022, and Josh Jacobs last year, that they were cleared to play, but they decided not to. Darren Waller was probably still upset with McDaniels, and I know he had the issues with mental health and substance abuse, and Josh Jacobs, who was trying to be the front, like the fighting for the running back position, getting paid. And his last soldier, Saquon Barkley, said, "No, I'm going to sign with my Giants."
Him and Saquon were supposed to be standing up together, loud and proud, and Saquon left him fucking standing alone.
He said, "What? You know what?
Saquon said, "No, fuck it, I'll take it."
He is no longer with the Giants, and like I said, we don't know if Darren Waller, but what we say,
Saquon signed with his new team faster than Jacobs did.
That's pretty fast though, too. But to both these stories, we say, who cares? Josh Jacobs is no longer a Raider. He is up there in Green Bay. Who cares?
He's
Darren Waller now. Darren Waller, I mean, the wedding, I mean, the marriage lasted longer than any of Jennifer Lopez's relationships, as you can see. Her and
Almost a year.
her and Ben Affleck are about to finish their whatever after a couple months. So who cares? All we think, though, basically, these stories were just distractions. Distractions to distract you from what's really going on in the NFL. With that, we have a new segment. Are you ready, Asylum?
Yeah.
We have a new segment because, like we said, there was that Baltimore bridge that fell down. That was a distraction to something that happened, or I know I was distracted because of the bridge. But these things distracted us because if it's about the Raiders, if they're talking about the Raiders or rooting for the Raiders, the NFL doesn't like it. But, it's all because of Goodell. It's all because of Goodell. So with that, we're going to have our new segment called The Commish Files. All right, everybody. Don't be alarmed, okay? We got our aluminum foil hats because we want to make sure that the Goodell government is not listening to us or trying to get into our minds because we know the truth. In our thoughts. Okay, so we are over here. What's going on over here? Anna's all like, what's going on? Anna, get your aluminum foil hat on because we are going to come over here and we're going to give you some conspiracy theories. Speaking of, we spoke of Hondo earlier, of what's really going on in the NFL. Here is the first subject that's going on right here.
I want to start with the NFL. There's been a lot of talk about changing the offseason. Tell us about the proposal.
There's talk about the OTAs being eliminated for a longer training camp, which would kind of get rid of all the stuff that's done in the spring. Teams have been doing OTAs late May into early June. And instead, teams would go into training camp in mid-June. So you're talking about starting training camp, a little after this time in the year, and would run through mid-July, as opposed to, mid-August, end of August.
So you see right there, the NFL is trying to move training camp earlier in the season, get rid of OTAs, and a lot of players, coaches, recruiters in college, they don't like that. They say that, you have the OTAs, and the OTAs are just about finishing right now. Then you have a good month where a lot of these players can go and spend time with their families because, NFL is basically a 365, 24/7, 365 sport. Even though we only physically actually play the sport from August with the preseason games up until February, the Super Bowl. Now, they say the benefits is, the players can rest before going into the season. But of course, we said the con of this whole thing is, but we're not going to. Players have lives too outside of the NFL. You get paid a lot of money, but NFL players, NFL coaches, anybody in the NFL, they have lives outside of the organization too. So, Asylum.
No, they don't.
They're supposed to.
Their whole life is football, goddammit.
That's their whole life. According to Goodell. That is their whole life. Asylum, what is your take on the NFL, a.k.a. Goodell, the N Goodell FL? What is your take on that right there?
I think Goodell's trying to do that kind of shit because he wants to move the Super Bowl later so he can turn around and have it on a 3-day weekend, which is I'm trying to remember what damn holiday that is.
I think it's President's Day.
Is it? Well, some people have that off, some people don't. But yeah, they're trying to do something like that so they could have it on Sunday, and then some people could have that Monday off since they can't get going. And this is his tricky way of maneuvering it to be able to do that. If we start everything later in that aspect, the OT, not OTAs, I'm sorry, training camp and all that shit. You take away OTAs, make it training camp. You start that later. Now what? Training camp's going into September. So now you're moving everything down how many more weeks? Instead of starting in August like it normally does, it goes down. Now you start the first one in the end of August. Well, that's 3 weeks difference right there.
I mean, an NFL player, they have a routine. It's like everything they do is clockwork. This month we do this, and that month we do that, then whatever. I mean, it can go. It can. I mean, of course, it can affect player safety, but this also can affect players' mentality, where they're not able to, like I said, spend time with their families. Wives at home, like, I know we got this nice house, but it'd be nice if you can be in it too. So,
if you can be there for your kids' birthday.
If you can be there, I don't care if you're going to the Super Bowl. It is Delilah's birthday. I just made that up. Delilah's birthday, and she got Barney. So where are you at? See, I'm
Hey, don't forget the holidays, right? Now we're playing on Christmas. Thanksgiving games, the New Year's games. I mean, now you're missing major holidays too.
Yeah. Dance, NFL, dance. Okay. Goodell don't care. Now, here's another one that Hondo had brought up. This is an interesting one too.
Happier man today than basically Roger Goodell seeing the John Gruden case essentially come to an end. They said they've got to go back to arbitration. This, I believe, was going to cost Goodell his job if the Nevada court would have let it go on to a trial where there would have been discovery. This was a monster thing that we're noticing gets swept under the rug. I don't think this is anything to sweep under the rug.
No, I think, like you said, the last thing the NFL wants in any of these cases, whether it was the Gruden email and then the lawsuit here, whether it's stuff with Daniel Snyder in the past, whether it was the collusion lawsuit with Colin Kaepernick, the NFL doesn't want anything to have to come out in discovery, because then you go open up Pandora's box of who might have said what or did what, and the league doesn't want that. So for them to have this, like you said, kind of get pushed to the side and not have it go that extra step, is definitely a sigh of relief for the powers that be.
Now you heard that right there. A lot of stuff the NFL didn't want you to know. They didn't want you to know a lot of things. And I was reading an article as I was trying to I had the hat on to make sure that the NFL didn't know that I was reading an article. But it was an old article where I stole that Goodell picture of him with the
marionette.
Yes. Okay, it's right here. I had it right here. I had it saved. Don't worry. From the New York Times. Get out the way.
I agree with you, Anna. Fuck it. Let's release them anyways. We should. Or they should, but Goodell's scared.
Oh, wait, start over. Where's the damn thing?
Oh, you saved it.
I did save it, but then it said, "Oh, subscribe." I don't want to subscribe. Goodell. This article is from 2016. Goodell was trying to suspend James Harrison. Remember him, the linebacker with the Steelers? Yeah. I think at this time he was playing with the Cardinals. Because he did not speak to investigators about alleged of allegations of steroid use, which Harrison had called Goodell a crook. Le'Veon Bell, who walked past Harrison's locker regular season because he failed to report the drug test, his second drug test. Le'Veon Bell, who walked past Harrison's locker, will sit out the first 3 games. So this is back then, because he failed to report to a drug test, his second drug-related suspension in 2 seasons. So, and then of course you had the Ben Roethlisberger. So this is all the Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger, the 6-game suspension, yes, with the sexual assault. Now, I mean, we don't condone any of that, but it's Goodell basically gets to choose he's the judge. What's it go? He is the jury, judge, and
That's
executioner.
jury and executioner.
Judge, jury, and executioner when it comes to the players and the
Anything
suspensions
NFL.
and the penalties that they go through.
Yep.
And that was one thing that John Gruden wanted to expose. He said, "I don't want no money. I want him to burn, and I want to burn the NFL with it. Because why are you gonna go and investigate Snyder and the former the Redskins, aka the Commandos, going commando, showing your ass.
Commando.
They were trying to show their ass.
Not suburban commando, but going commando.
Not suburban commando. Hulk Hogan. That's a classic, even though it gets no praise. It's one of my favorites growing up. Anyways, but John Gruden wanted to burn him, wanted to expose him, because he knew that all that's going to come up. And I don't know, it seems like a lot of the players, especially, they want to go 18 games, maybe later on going into 20. Now, the collective bargaining isn't until like 2030, 2031. Well, a lot of these players now won't be in the league, most likely because, you're talking almost 10 years from now, about 7, 8 years from now. But adding all these games, moving, affecting the off-season programs. You're messing with player safety, like I said, all for money, all for the big buck. Here's the last. Actually, before. What do you think about that asylum?
No, I agree with what you said. I mean, I think Goodell, I agree with Hondo with the fact of if Gruden would have won, he would have lost his job. Even though he just signed that extension, he'd have lost it right there on the spot because shit would have, we all know there's shit being swept under the rug. Goodell wants to keep the power of God over the NFL, and this is the only way. And this helped him because the whole thing with this Gruden shit, Gruden wanted it in the courts because then it becomes, then everything that they bring out, period, comes out to the public. In arbitration, Dell not only gets to pick the arbitrator, so who's likely to win that arbitration? I'm going to guess the NFL.
Yeah.
Then two, everything that's brought up, Gruden can bring up all the skeletons that he knows the NFL has in their closets. And fans, everybody in the public ain't going to know shit. They're going to keep them in the closets. It's just open the closet door. See, I know skeletons, close it. Okay, well, you know what? We're going to side with the NFL anyways because, they're paying my fucking bills. And that's it. Goodell's got complete control. It's funny. All the shit that they used to say now with Rozelle, how Rozelle was and everything, is actually how Goodell is. Goodell's got a stranglehold. I mean, watch the draft. Have you ever seen anybody come out happy to be booed? He gets booed and it puts a smile on his face.
He should come out with the Darth Vader theme. What's the Emperor's theme? They come out. And while all of us are booing and complaining, he's still like, dance, NFL. Dance. You're still paying my checks. You're still paying you're still going to the games. You're still paying for the merch. You're still paying for the stadiums. You're still paying for the tickets.
All this could lead to maybe the whole conspiracy. Hold on, make sure my helmet's on good. The conspiracy that the NFL's rigged.
Yeah, I mean,
if Goodell wants a team to win, are they going to win?
They say that the NFL is kind of turned into WWE, which is why we have a show called The Cage Match, the original show based on wrestling terminology. The only madness here is, oh yeah, the Macho Madness. Oh yeah, right there. Okay. Also, they also brought up another subject. This is another interesting one. This is a scary one. So here we go.
I don't see the NFLPA agreeing to a new collective bargaining agreement or any major changes unless there are changes to Roger Goodell in his basically being God over appeals and everything else. Now, after I said that on the podcast, I heard from multiple people who told me, no way, he is not going to get any more give or changes to the collective bargaining agreement till he gives that up. Now, I was talking recently to someone who carries a lot of weight with the players, a lot of weight. And they said to me, we learned in the past about strikes before most of these guys were born, but they understand striking was not good. And he said the only issue that I could see a strike is players saying no more Roger Goodell being the guy. We want a player represented, a member of ownership represented, and then a third neutral party. And then the three of them will vote and make the decision. There is a looming fight coming with this.
So it's like he said, it's like the players are getting tired of Goodell.
Oh yeah, I'll put it up again here quick. Space Beast, I like that, the Goddell. But no, that's one thing I love about Hondo. Is he does
Goddell. You see that?
But Hondo does do the deep dives, and Hondo's not afraid. Hondo's not afraid to speak his mind on the shit and those deep dives. And I love the fact he does it because he doesn't do it. It's not a quick thing. These deep dives are like 6 months projects with him. So it's not the information you're getting from it. It's not just, okay, I looked it up on the internet. No, this is truly in the name, a deep dive.
Investigating.
Yes, investigative journalism.
Investigative journalism. And not saying that we try to be. They can't get us because we got our
See, my thoughts can't leave. And so they stay in and I can use big words.
Well, see, he's not, the threat of a strike is not there yet. What they're saying is with Goodell, we're not even close to the next collective bargaining agreement with the PA, with the Players Association. And he's already throwing out ideas. We're going to go 18-game schedule. And we're going to maybe even mess with the OTAs and get rid of them. And then maybe we could even get rid of another preseason game. But then we'll extend out the season to go, we go 20 games. And then we'll do this and that. And you already have, you don't even know when a game is going to be. Is it going to be on Prime? Is it going to be on Netflix? Or is it going to be
you got to have so many streaming shit. Just to be able to watch all this shit because it's all about the money.
Yeah. And that's and in that, I don't have the clip, but in that same interview, this came out this morning on Hondo's channel on YouTube. They were talking about what would be the demise of the NFL, and they basically said itself, trying to get every single dollar out there. They're so big right now that they basically print their own money. But one of the things Hondo also said that he talked to an executive in a network, and he said that the fastest growing sport is not the NFL. That is the biggest sport right now. Oh, the camera's right here. The biggest sport right now. But UFC is becoming the biggest sport in America because it's so fast paced. It's action. It's short rounds. Boom, 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 boom. You have like what? 6-7 matches in one pay-per-view before the main card. So that's the fastest growing. Everybody took out boxing. Baseball is, it hasn't reached to a hockey level, which hockey is basically always going to be the fourth of the major team sports. But basketball is kind of up and down, and you have football. But UFC draws a crowd too. And Hondo said that his theory was that maybe the NFL, basketball was supposed to be, Christmas was supposed to be a basketball holiday where they get to play. When they get to showcase their games, but the NFL slowly took that over. They're gonna have Friday night games during the after basically Black Friday after Thanksgiving. They never had that before. They're just trying to basically take every single day of the week because they want to show everybody we're the NFL. Don't mess with us. Streaming apps, Prime, whatever. Don't mess with us. We're the NFL. And that could be their demise, trying to be more powerful.
I was going to say this whole streaming shit where you can only watch a game on Hulu or fucking Peacock or, all that shit. It was bad enough when the only way you could get all the games was with the NFL ticket.
Yeah.
Then they made it, at first you get it specifically for your team and pay a smaller price. Then they did away with that shit. And then it's fucking completely, you got to pay fucking like $700 to get every game, even if you're not going to watch any other game. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. I get it. Going. Then they started, that's not enough. Now you can have NFL ticket. And now they're going to put it on Peacock. And if you don't have Peacock, you can't watch the fucking game. What's the point of getting the NFL ticket then? It's all about, like I said, the adult. All they care about is making more money. But in the end, some of us have whatever streaming services we have, and we have the ones that we like that we use. We're not going to sit there and buy another one just so we can watch a fucking football game.
And like you say, like with the NFL, with Prime, the Thursday night games, that's one of the games of the week that's not players had just the turnover from the Sunday night but from the Sunday game. It's not a good product on Thursday, but they want you to pay extra for Prime because Amazon team up with Amazon, we get money out of that way. With Peacock on certain was Sunday night football games or something like that.
It was yeah, I think it was a couple of Sunday night games, yeah.
And you remember how a lot of us, including myself, we got rid of cable because it was too expensive, and we thought, oh, okay, well, I got YouTube TV. It's only $80-something, and I added another $10 for the sports package that gave me NFL Network. Well, not NFL Network, but that gave me Red Zone. But then now I had to have Prime because
you got to have
game
Prime.
on Prime.
And you have Peacock, and now some of those are $14. Some of those are fucking $20, $24. So now you're starting to add up. Now you're back to cable prices.
Yeah.
Just to watch football.
You remember a long time ago, I remember a long time ago when the Raiders used to play in LA, you had Channel 5. I think CBS had the NBC had the AFC games. I believe Fox had the NFC. And if you're trying to watch the Raider game when they had home games in LA, you had to get the ears. You had to get the rabbit ears or the tinfoil hat.
Hey, with the tinfoil around the ears, yeah, tinfoil go,
And I'm
talking signals too.
I'm talking with I'm talking in the Bay Area. You put it on channel 8 on the dial TV.
Click.
You get in position, and you can watch the Raiders playing in LA up here in the Bay Area. Now it's just like, okay, wait, what app are they? Hold on, wait, okay, Prime, Apple, YouTube, Tubi.
Yeah, I was going to respond to John here. Not only do you have to have Peacock, but you have to have fucking Amazon Prime TV, not TV, videos, whatever it is, and YouTube TV in order to be able to watch games throughout all the times that they have it. Because your team might play on one of those days that is going to fall on, you can only catch on Amazon Prime. You can only catch this on Peacock, and then that's it.
Because Goodell the whole time is saying, dance, NFL, dance.
So, yeah,
I am the puppeteer. I am the Godfather. The only puppet master we respect around here is Raider Puppet. He's out there. Raider Puppet out there.
Hey,
I mean,
Puppet better have his tinfoil hat on.
I mean, it's just funny because, like I said, We got rid of cable because we thought streaming was cheaper, and the NFL says no, it's not. And you know what? You're gonna pay because you love my product. Dance monkey, and that's how it goes. I was gonna say something too, and I totally forgot. Because I think they're getting into my head. I think they're getting into my brain.
Put it tighter. Put it tighter. Put it tighter.
I think this is Costco brand too, so I don't know why it's not working. It's in bulk.
Okay, do you have it shiny side out or shiny side in?
Oh, I think that's the problem. I think the shiny side is in. It's not it's bright out. See, I want to tell a story. I want to tell a story when it comes to the tinfoil hats, Kay. It's a funny story. When I was a kid,
many years ago.
Many years ago, back when Bob Barker was the host of Price is Right, yeah. So back then, I was staying at my grandma's house, and every summer me and my sister go to my grandma's house, and my uncle, he's a year older than me, Ozzy. He liked to try to scare me. You know, I'm 8, 9 years old. No, actually, we're younger. This is like 92. So I'm like 7 years old ish, 6, 7 years old. My sister is a few years younger than that, of course. And, Ozzy liked to try to scare me. I'm like, whatever. My mom said, okay, whatever Ozzy says, do not believe him. Okay. Okay, fine. Ozzy goes, hey, because me and my sister, we were going to go on a family trip with our mom and dad to Disneyland for the first time. And he was jealous because he wasn't going, So he said, hey, Sal. That's my government name. My Goodell name. Hey, did you know that in Southern California they have chupacabra? What is that?
Chupacabra.
Oh, it's just a alien like goat sucker. It's down there. It's from Mexico, but it crosses the border and it's in the LA area. And they like to eat goats and children. My mom, I hear in my ear, do not listen to what Ozzy says. So, nah, whatever, Ozzy. You're stupid. You're just lying. Whatever. I was in my grandma's room watching TV. So I guess he went into the kitchen, comes back with the tabloid with the picture of the chupacabra. See, chupacabra's right there. It's real. Look, it's in the magazine. Look. Nah, no, you're stupid. That's not real. Mom said don't listen to you. Okay, whatever. I go outside to the kitchen because I think Ozzy had said, Sal, come here. Grandma, hey, mom. It's Ozzy. Hey, mom. Remember about the chupacabra? It's real, right? It's real. And my grandma goes, yeah, it is real. It's real. And now I'm thinking like, oh, wait, I didn't prepare for this part. My mom didn't say if grandma says something, it's a lie.
So now it must be real, right?
It must be real. Wait a minute, because she has years of knowledge. I know, like, wait a minute. I thought I was your favorite. Hold on. So Ozzy goes, but look, Sal, look. Don't worry, because I got you. What do you mean? Well, see, you know how it's sunny out there in LA, it's hotter than it is up here, and it's always sunny out there. Well, one of the weaknesses of the chupacabra is the direct sunlight. So if you wear this, he goes into the kitchen, makes a foil hat, puts it on my head. If you wear this, the sun is going to hit the foil hat, and then it's going to go into his eyes, to the chupacabra's eyes, and it's going to burn his eyes, and he's not going to touch you. So make sure when you go down to Disneyland, you wear this hat. Okay? Puts the hat on my head. My sister's over here freaking out too. What? So he puts the hat on her. Me and my sister are both sitting on the recliner, holding each other. My mom just got off of work. She drives to my grandma's house, opens the door, and sees me and my sister crying with aluminum foil hats on our heads. What's going on? And my grandma and Ozzy are laughing. Like I said, Ozzy's like 8, 9 years old. He's a year older than me, so I'm like 7, 8 years old. They're both in the kitchen laughing. Mom, what did you guys do? Well, we told them about the chupacabra. Mom, and you went along with the story? And she just laughed and said, "Well, it was funny." And to
And look
this
at this.
day,
How many years later, you're sitting here in front of a camera with a
yes,
tinfoil hat on.
with a tinfoil hat on, in dedication to my grandma that day. And when I saw that movie Signs, and they had all of them sitting in front of the TV with the aluminum foil hat, I'm all like, "Oh, see, chupacabras are coming. They're getting ready. Their chupacabras are coming."
Space Beast says that explains Savage's glasses.
You don't understand, Kay, the deep scars. Now, go chupacabra ghost suckers. They got a movie now on a Netflix called Chupa. It's like a baby chupacabra, and I was gonna watch it just to see if they really are dangerous. I don't know. People don't understand the scary things that go through my mind. This is why This is why I never moved to LA, because I don't want to get I don't want to get attacked by chupacabra. I can't walk around with a tinfoil hat.
At least it wasn't the Kukui. At least it was only the chupacabra that was only in LA. The Kukui's everywhere.
The Kukui's everywhere. Tinfoil hats don't work at night, Kay.
They don't.
There's nothing to reflect.
They can, but it's got to be a full moon and it's got to reflect just right.
That is the story of the aluminum hats. The government.
Oh, look. And his grandma could educate you on the chupacabra.
Hey, the hats, and see how it reflects? Okay, if you're a chupacabra, don't mess with me. Okay? Like that, right? All right.
Like Cyclops.
Woo! All right. He's not afraid of anything. Yeah, well, okay. They don't have chupacabras around now, okay? That was only back then.
Stories of the Jersey Devil freaked me out as a kid, even though I'm West Coast. I remember the stories of the Jersey Devil.
Footnote, I did not walk around Disneyland with aluminum foil hat. It doesn't fit over the Mickey Mouse ears, okay? So
he said, "Fuck it, I'll take my chances. I want the Mickey ears."
we're gonna wrap the ears in aluminum foil. Like this kid,
because you could have domed them and made death rays out of them, and you could have blown up the chupacabra.
They're gonna be like, this kid's walking around with two satellites on his head. And what's your name, little boy? Radio. No, okay. All right. Okay.
It's funny you say that. We got a guy at work we call Radio.
That's mean. Okay. Does he know?
What's even funnier is he's young, so he doesn't even know what it means. He doesn't even know the movie.
They're calling me a DJ.
He doesn't even know why he's called Radio.
All right. Speaking of young, there you go. That's a good segue. Speaking of young kids who don't know really what's going on in life, I have another Hondo video. It's a little long, but it's funny. Another little Hondo video. Now, I don't have the beginning of where he was reading the letter, or the email. But in the email, we don't know if it's an older guy or if it's a young kid. But he emailed Hondo, and Hondo would have video. Would have he'll go on. He'll read emails. People will ask about the team. How does O'Connell look? How is AP? With the team. Whatever. So he'll read emails that he feels are interesting enough to. I don't even know. It seems like he didn't even see this email until he started reading it. So the question was, "Hey Hondo, how do you feel?" Something like, "How do you feel the Raiders are going to compete with the Chiefs if Mahomes signed a 10-year contract and Andy Reid added 6 more years to his contract? How would the Raiders be able to overtake the AFC West with them still, tied to the Chiefs for that long?" And this is what so this is the video.
Like the AFC East teams when Belichick and Brady ruled the division for like 17 seasons. How can the Raiders overtake the Chiefs' stranglehold on the division? I'm not going to read anymore. I'd love to hear your take Colin in Lubbock, Texas. Did you see the Christmas Day game? Did you watch the game at Allegiant where they should have won, Raiders? Colin, I am not a Raider fan. But so many of your fan base, because of the last 20 years, acts like you're always a bridesmaid, never a bride. You're the freaking Raiders. Teams are supposed to be afraid of you, not, oh, they signed Patrick Mahomes to 10 more years and Andy Reid for 6, Hondo. Win. Go up to Arrowhead and pop them in the face again. Win. Go out and spend bag on Christian Wilkins. Develop a team along the trenches where Patrick Mahomes says, oh my God, I got to face these guys for 10 more years. It's remembering you're the Raiders. Colin, I'm not mad at you and I'm not making fun of you. I don't know your age, but I would bet you're relatively young. You're the Raiders. You're the Las freaking Vegas Raiders. The mentality of this team now, you have AP, is other teams don't want to play us. Did you hear Andy Reid talking about the Raiders smacked them around on Christmas Day? They beat them up. The Raiders are in their head. Now, they're still the champions, and they deserve all the respect. I have no issue with the respect you're putting on them. I have issues with the poor, pitiful Pearl, with the, I know, what about the Raiders? What's anybody going to ask the Chiefs? What about the Raiders? Did you not see what they did to Jason Kelce, and he's throwing his helmet and acting like a jackass? Did you not see their from K? I was there in Arrowhead. I was in the locker room. I was there when the players walked off the field under the stadium. I was there when their fans booed them. I was there. Is it Dexter's out in the thing going, boo. I was there. I watched that stadium empty. I watched with Nickelodeon and the nation. Nearly 50 million people watched the smackdown that the Raiders put on them. I watched the frustration. They could do nothing against the silver and black defense and Patrick Graham's merry band of misfits. Saw it with my own eyes. Brother, do you remember the movie The Lion King when Simba's dad died? And he looks in the water and he sees the reflection of his father, and his father says, remember who you are. You are the freaking Raiders. That's who you are. Now, I'm old. I grew up in the cornfields of Michigan, in Langsburg, Michigan, and the Christmas trees of Cadillac, Michigan. I remember watching the old school Raiders because you knew it was going to be a beating. With Taylor Swift in the building and Swifties aplenty watching, the Raiders walked in and said, excuse me. Well, brother, come on now. Remember who you are. Remember who your coach is. Remember, you are Raider Nation. Come on now. Should we be worried? No, they should. You took a brand of physical football into Arrowhead that none of them have experienced. That was old school Raider football.
Old school Raider football.
I know how to beat Mahomes every time.
Wait, where is it at? Right there. Lion King. It's upside down. Remember.
But I know how they just got to sign the Chupacabra.
First of all,
look, we got it. You got the Condor. You got Pterodactyl. So either Kuntz or Wilkins needs to become the Chupacabra.
The Chupacabra. I don't know, man. Because the silver helmets he might be friendly fire. He might be blinded by his own teammates. Especially with the
that little scented thing on some of them.
Yeah, and the what is that called? The flakes. Yes. So I just thought that was funny. I wanted to play that because he was just like, "You're the lost freaking Vegas Raiders. Like, who cares about Mahomes? Who cares about where the Chupacabra now exactly?" That's it. Go out here.
He's somewhere on the defense. One of those players is going to be coming up as the Chupacabra.
There you go. Showing you a dog bark. And even in Hondo, he says he's not a Raider fan, but the way
he's not like a Raiders fan there.
I mean, he said his family got converted over while he was covering the Raiders. He's been covering the Raiders for about like 5 years now, 6 years now, he said. And his wife is a Raider fan.
And his young son, Dexter, are now Raiders fans.
Now, I'm pretty sure that he has to say that to have a very unbiased opinion. But the way he came out and said all that, I'm all like, deep down inside, when you retire, you're going to have seats out there in Legion Stadium going, Raiders out there, Honda Raiders. And it was funny, too. He said in the beginning, like, a lot of you Raider fans, not everybody, but the 20 plus years of being in the cellar after that Super Bowl loss to the Buccaneers in 2002 season, we've been to the playoffs twice. No wins. First time we could have went deep in 2016. 2016 when Carr broke his leg on that Christmas Eve game against the Colts. And you had McLovin trying to go out there and play. Didn't work out. And then you had not Andrew Walter. It was he looked like Andrew Walter. I forgot his name, but he was out there trying to play quarterback, first rookie to start in a playoff game.
He started a playoff game.
Yeah, I'm forgetting his name too. I always get him mixed up with Andrew Walter. But I know, are you looking for it? It's gonna hit me. You're gonna say, I'm like, I knew it. Oh, Cook. He said it right there. B said Cook.
Cook.
Yes.
Cook. Yes.
Cook. Yes. Well, Cook went out there and playing against the Texans. Yeah. And then, of course, we had that close game against the Bengals a couple years back.
I think that one, if we would have got past that phantom whistle, we could have gone deep in the playoffs too.
I mean, we were almost right there at the doorsteps, knocking out the Bengals and playing in the division round. But no, it didn't happen. And I thought that they were either going to who we picked ahead of Dak Prescott. Cook. Well, I mean, Dak, I don't know.
Dak hasn't done much with fucking Dallas.
I mean, he had the best coach in McCarthy. But no, 2 playoff appearances in the last 20 years, no wins in the postseason. So a lot of fans are like, well, the Chiefs, and yeah, okay, they went to they won 3 or 4 Super Bowls in the last, or in the last 5 years, they've won 3 or 4. Something like that, yeah. So yeah, whatever, doesn't matter.
But they ain't repeating.
No, they're not repeating.
Show up and they're going to get swept this year and be not even win the division.
And remember, last year, a lot of us, because we're Raider fans, yeah, we're gonna do something. We're gonna do something because we saw what happened the first year with McDaniels. And I mean, I'm not gonna. Like I said, we on this show, we're not. We don't judge. You know, as a Raider fan, you feel how you feel. Because last year, I'm all like, this is the first time I don't feel like we're gonna go 17-0. But this year, listening to some of the coaches, they had the position coaches on today,
The press
on the
conference,
defense, on the press conference. You know, hearing Getsy a couple of days ago, and even listening to Minshew today and O'Connell today, like, this coming up year is a mystery. We all know AP's first full season. So interim tag is gone.
Frozen, you froze.
Oh,
don't you love? No, it probably was on my side. I was going to say, but don't you love between Minshew and O'Connell, even though they're battling for that starting job, the camaraderie that they got with each other? They said, no, we're here to help each other out. At the same time, fight for that starting job.
Yes. I mean,
I know you're hearing on other shows, if you got two quarterbacks, you got none. Right now, we don't know who we got as quarterback, but I like the fact that our quarterbacks are savage enough to fight it out, but still, instead of holding all their cards in the chest, this is what I see. I ain't going to tell him shit. No, this is what I saw. What can you do with this?
Yeah. And, I mean, it's like I said, it's a mystery. We don't know. A lot of people are basing Getsy's offense on what they saw with the Bears, but
I think he was handcuffed by the head coach with the Bears. I don't think we know what we got with Getsy until this season starts.
Yeah, and then you also got to remember the quarterback is not even there anymore with the Bears. He got sent to the Steelers, so you know you can't even say, oh well, he couldn't even handle it because the quarterback's not even there anymore. The organization, the head coach, Eberflus said, said them all gone. And Adams, he said, no, Getsy's gonna know. He's gonna allow us players, you know, he's gonna get our input, he's gonna get our info, what we suggest, this and that, whatever. He knows it from Green Bay. Adams knows Getsy from Green Bay. And then you got the rookie Bowers coming in. He's turning heads, and I know we're talking about shorts and shells, you know, helmets and shorts and whatever. This is all just individual drills that they're doing right now. But, I mean, I'm excited. We're saying the right things. We're showing the right attitude. The players we haven't seen the players this excited with this much.
And that's the key right there. That's the key. The players are excited. When was the last time you saw the players excited to start the season?
2002?
I mean, it's been a while since we saw players excited.
Yeah. Raider Puppet's in the chat. Raider Puppet, what's up, Raider? Oh, I'm sorry, that's the wrong puppeteer. Wrong puppeteer. That is Roger Goodell. Raider Puppet, I gotta talk to you.
Yeah, we gotta talk to you. We got some ideas.
Okay, we got some ideas here. Well, we got like 7 minutes in the show if we want to stay on time, like we never do. We can't start on time, we can't finish on time. We were dealing with a lot of technical difficulties because we want to make sure that you can hear us clearly and you can see us clearly. Unless I go and do this, where is it at? Unless I go and do. Wait. I can't see with these glasses on. Oh, right here.
But you're keeping the Chupacabra away.
That Chupacabra. I'm trying to keep him away. Where is the dodge, enter, mode, monitor, light, don't know, BT, mute, elect, whatever.
You need to label those.
I know I need to label these. Can you imagine me doing the whole show like this? It's right here. It's right. That's not it. Okay, anyways.
We want to make sure we don't have echoes. Basically what I'm trying to say. I don't know.
Hey, at least you don't have to do the whole show in the Kermit voice.
Oh, yeah.
Hey guys! Don't touch me! Don't touch me! I can't wait to use this filter during the season. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, I thought I heard the echo. Never mind. Yeah. So, Flame was top 3. Hold on. Did you read that?
Oh, I was just reading it.
Sorry. Flame was top 3.
Chupacabra Rock. I like that. Hey, look, the Chupacabra Rock.
Cabra Rock.
The Chupacabra Rock.
I appreciate everyone using my childhood scars as motivation for names for the Raider.
We're going to get a Chupacabra on the goddamn team. And then you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to fucking go find whoever that is. Yeah.
Allegiant Stadium.
And I'm going to get him to autograph my tinfoil helmet.
Allegiant Stadium, Raider Nation. What are you doing? This is for Chupacabra. Oh, yeah. It's going to be great. We have 4 minutes. Puppets Union. He takes a break every 15 minutes. Yeah. Because Raider Puppet is too busy. I don't know how Raider Puppet can drink so much because he has no liver. The actual puppet.
No, you know what? It's not the liver. It's that high what is it, that high corn fructose? He snorts that shit, and that's what fucks him up. You don't know what I'm talking about. Watch oh god damn it, what is it? What's the name of that movie? Puppet Murders. God damn it.
Oh yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. It came out a couple years ago.
It came out a few years ago.
Yeah. Well, if you like Chupacabras and long walks in the rain,
Happy time.
Now I know what ranch Jimmy Garoppolo was going to in LA. He's going to all the Chupacabras because they suck good, apparently. Woo!
The Chupacabra Ranch.
The Chupacabra Ranch, where the girls will eat goat, birria, and they suck real good, apparently. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. You do the comments, guy. I keep knocking you out. Chew my girlfriend's bra. Yeah, that's when you're trying to break it down and say it correctly. That's how you Chupacabra. Yeah, chew my girlfriend's bra. la reina. That's what it La Llorona or La. Because, I mean, Jimmy G, he don't mind making it rain on La Llorona. She's crying back. He's making it rain. Hey.
Hey.
If you didn't catch the show earlier, remember, I'm sorry. If you didn't catch the show, watch it again after on syndication. Big words right there. We talk about Jimmy G making it rain on the Raiders because we got this money back on the refund. We talk about the free agents who are about to, or the players who are about to become free agents at the end of the season. And also we look at the free agents going on after the following season, 2025 season. So make sure you watch the replay on that. Before we go, let's do a quick little shameless plug. Go ahead, Asylum. Boom.
Go to the YouTube channel, give the thumbs up, subscribe. Definitely, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Hit that bell. Or you can catch us on Facebook at the Oakland Raiders Savage page or Asylum page. Like, share, give stars if that's what you're into. All this shit helps us know and tells everybody that you want us to continue to do this and that you enjoy our show.
And also Debbie.
Debbie.
Go to Debbie. unlock 10% off on your order. Cage match, one word. Put it in the discount code, and you get W right there. I have my W bottle right here. And remember, when you think of wins, you think of dubs. When you think of dubs, you think of W. Energy like Max Crosby. W.GG. Discount code Cage Match. And yeah, when I read that, I said, oh, if you like chupacoladas.
Chupacalabras.
That's a good one. I like that. You know, I'm gonna get a Raider jersey and have that in the back of my jersey. And also
Chupacalabras.
Chupaculabra, okay? And also make sure you go to Fabian the compa, RaiderNationForLifer.com, RN4Lifer.com. I only wear hats that are from this website. Go on there. The merchandise he makes are quality material. He helped us make our koozies and our lanyards, which is over there on the other side of the room.
I have a couple of hats and a couple of shirts that have been making their rounds and is still lasting.
And also remember, we always give a shout out to Raider Man. You see him in the beginning of our intro, at the end of our intro, the beginning of our show. RaiderMan19.com. Go on his website. He has merchandise too. Go on there, buy some Raider Oath merchandise. And remember, our goal, we have a couple months, is to try to get him to the torch. I gotta try to find a way to infiltrate Las Vegas. And hopefully, I don't know, I gotta figure out a way to get in touch of AP and be like, watch this tape, make it happen. Okay.
I'll call him tomorrow.
Space Beast says his hats are fire. Thank you. Yes. Raider Man, we appreciate you all the time. He comes into the show. He's not just a special guest. He's also one of our main hosts. When he comes on, he gives you that raw, old school Raider Nation information, the bullhorn of the black hole, the original black hole from Lot D in Oakland, right off the BART catwalk. You make a right-hand turn, go down the hill, go around right between the Coliseum on the left-hand side and the arena on the right-hand side. Come out by the players' parking lot. Right there was the original lot, D lot of the black hole. All right, I think that's all the shout-outs. Thank you, everybody in the chat.
He's a staple on the show, just like Miss Peggy, who's taking a couple of months off because she's got her own business and she's very busy right now, but she will be making a comeback here.
We miss you, Peggy.
August, right when football be starting right back up.
Oh, yeah, she's getting ready. She's charging right now. She's getting ready.
Getting ready. Are you ready?
Are you ready? So with that, we want to say thank you, everybody in the chats. We appreciate it. Thank you for enjoying the show. And always remember, aluminum foil hats protect you from chupacabras and anything that can blind you. Anything that sucks, basically, okay? Chupacabras, vampires.
So you don't want to wear it all the time.
You want to wear it all the time, okay? Anything you want, chupacabras, vampires, the Chargers, it'll protect you from anything that sucks, okay? So remember that. And any last words, Asylum?
No. I got nothing. Thank you. Thank you, everybody who's been here watching the whole show, having fun with us. Anna, Space Beast, Puppet, John Leon. Who else did we have?
Capitan.
El Capitan, yes. Don't want to forget about you. We had a new one earlier too. Albert Del Mello.
Yeah.
Thank you all for and Auntie Donette.
Hey, the godmother.
She made a quick appearance. Thank you all for being here with us, supporting us, and till next week.
Yeah, and watching us. And also a quick shout out to my little cousin Lexi, who's graduated from high school today. Congratulations, Lexi. Now welcome to the big times where you have to pay bills.
Yeah.
That's how
you gotta get a job, go out to work,
Well, she has a job. She has a job, but it's gonna be it's Bills time, okay? It's Bills time, okay?
Bills time. No, not the Buffalo Bills, just the Bills.
Not the Mafia. Because as as Tom Brady said, you got to have a ring to kiss, Bills. So, anyways, with that said, we want to say thank you to everybody who watched the show, and for those who will be watching this episode later on in the future, up until our next episode on Wednesday. We've been on every Wednesday, just like Asylum's been on every single show. The Jim Otto, the Ken Griffey, keep saying Ken Griffey, the Cal Ripken Jr. Yeah. So with that said, thank you very much. Good night. And like we always end the show with the word from Raider Milt, aka Coach Wallace, keeping his memory alive because he was a hardcore Raider. And all right, then salute to everybody else. Raider Nation, good night and peace out.
All you other NFL teams, your tailgates are weak, your teams are weak. We might be down right now, but it doesn't take away the history. And all you Raiders out there need to know your fucking history of who the fuck you playing for and where the fuck you're playing. Damn it. Oh, and by the way, I won my last cage fight. Again, I'm still undefeated. And you NFL motherfuckers out there that you think you want some, come on and get some anytime.